Hey everyone, it's Mike at Filmboy24, and I have a fun, exciting, and really interesting story for you. Stay tuned. Welcome everybody. This is episode number 1 of a brand new series that I am calling Did That Just Happen? This fun little story starts about 12 or 13 years ago. You see, we had just shot a movie called Mama's Boys, and that's probably as much as you'll ever hear about that one because it was a total disaster. But we got some good cast and we got some really good crew members from that film, and it carried on to the next little project that we did called Breaking Vow. Now, Breaking Vow was a project I believe we did specifically for an online horror contest sometime around Halloween, and I believe it was 2007. So we had our cast, we have our crew, we have 3 or 4 locations. We needed a specific type of chair. We couldn't find one. I ended up building a chair. I'll show you a couple of pictures of that. It needed a breakaway arm, so we had to build that into it. At any point, this really isn't part of the story. It's just part of that particular film. So there's a scene in this particular movie where the third wheel male figure in this film had to get all dolled up with some beautiful, bloody, gory makeup. Now here's a couple of pictures of... Now, you know what? I'm going to save that till the end. I'm not going to show you the pictures of what he looked like. I'm just going to tell you what happened. So Jupes did all of the makeup for this particular scene, I believe probably for all of the movie, but he made this actor look like he was bludgeoned and beaten and bloody and bruised. And it took a little time to get the movie shot, of course, 2 or 3 days. But this particular scene took a while, and it was hot, and we were filming inside of a little industrial complex in a shop that I had previously rented. And again, it was hot, and we had to keep the AC turned off, of course, audio. So at one point during filming, I believe it was right near the end of that particular day's filming, and this actor was completely made up in his makeup, had stepped outside for some fresh air. What we weren't aware of was during that brief time that he had stepped out front of this little complex, and it was on a weekend, so there wasn't a lot of people in the complex at the time, but there was a police officer on patrol that happened to be rolling by. And you can probably guess the next part of this. Yep, he stopped. He stopped because he sees a young male outside of a business beaten and bludgeoned and bloody and bruised and battered. So this police officer stops, and he talks to my actor. And again, this is unbeknownst to anyone else that's inside the film set at this point. The actor comes back inside, tells us the story, was laughing his head off. We all were nervous as could be, peeking out the window, making sure the officer wasn't still there, wanted to make sure he believed us. And I'm going to show you now why he stopped. Here's our actor, and this is exactly what he looked like when he stepped outside our front door. As if that wasn't enough, our actor got such a kick out of that particular moment, he decided, although there were facilities on site to wash and clean all of this makeup, he took it upon himself to leave it on and drive all the way home, windows open, for all to see. Yeah. He told us later about all the looks he got. At any rate, it was a fun experience. You always need to expect sort of the unexpected. This is something no one would have ever imagined would have happened. Worked out in the end. There was no issues whatsoever. The officer never contacted any of us. He was content with the explanation given. So I just really wanted to share that fun little story with everyone. If you like stuff like this, make sure you do me a favor. Hit that like button as hard as you can. Subscribe. Leave me a comment. Hit the bell notification so that you're aware every single time I upload a brand new episode of Did That Just Happen? And until next time, I will see you on the next go around.